I was going to ask, because I know you have started your scouting reports.
Right.
I want to start with a player that we talked about. We weren't sure if he was going to stay in the NBA draft, is Trevor Keels out of Duke. What does Trevor Keels do for you? I
really like him a lot. Now, he's considered in most mock drafts an early second-round pick. But there is this. So first you ask me about Trevor Keels. I think he's a developmental player where he can't help you next year. I don't think he can do much to help you next year. If you're like, I need a player right now to play 20 minutes a night and give rest to Dorian Finney-Smith and give rest to Reggie Bullock, where they only have to play 30 minutes approximately in a playoff game. I think Keels is more of a, hey, we might take him and he might end up being, this is way too high of a praise, he might end up being an all-star in year 3 or year 4 of his NBA career. I don't think that's high end. You know, and you can take other guys, and I won't mention other guys' names right now. I've looked at about 8 to 9 guys that are going to be around 26 that you could say never will be an all-star, never will be considered a good starting player in the NBA, but he can help us right away for a good 15 to 20 minutes. And I'll bring up this guy's name. I think E.J. Liddell of Ohio State might play into that, where I don't think he's ever going to be a star player in the NBA. I think he's a role player in the NBA, but somebody who can immediately come in at 22 years old and he can play in the league for 15 minutes a night, and maybe he develops into a guy who can play 25 to 30 minutes a night. But Keels is a guy who you might end up going after 2 years, oh crap, he's not developing, or go, oh my God, we're going to have another guy. We have a decision to make on paying $25 to $30 million a year. So that's kind of, now the Mavericks can do this, by the way. I want to bring this up. Mavericks have the 26th pick. Oklahoma City has the 2nd pick. They have the 12th pick. They have the 30th pick, and they have the 34th pick. They don't have enough room on their roster to take all 4 guys and put them on their team.
Team building. We're team building, Corey.
I'm wondering this. Now, there's a lot of rumors that Oklahoma City is trying to put together a package of 12, 30, and 34 and move up into the top 10, and probably not number 10 or 9. Like, can we go get, we have the 2nd pick, can we go get the 5th or 6th pick with all of those picks? Is there a team willing to move off of pick 5, 6, or 7, take all of our quantity where we get 2 guys in the kind of top 7 or top 8 picks? But let's just say they can't do that. Nobody wants to move out of the top 10 for quantity. Can you take pick 30 and 34 for 26? And now all of a sudden, maybe you take a Keels who's a developmental guy who can't help you in 2022-23 much. And then you take another guy who you feel like can help you. You take more of a junior or a senior.
No more. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. So there's a lot of, and also Orlando has pick 32 and 35.
All right. So you'd be
there's 2 teams
okay,
that you could trade down with and get 2 picks for your 1 pick.
Now, yeah. And that feeds into somebody literally asked, when will Oklahoma City get some of their millions of picks? From the 214, the Duke center, do we have a shot at him?
No chance.
Unfortunately, not. Of all the things in the mock draft, as mock drafts progress, people seem to think that Charlotte is pretty locked in on picking up Mark Williams with their first pick.
Yeah, they have the 13th and 15th pick. So he's not getting past 15.
There's a lot of thought that Charlotte will pick up Mark Williams, and unless you made some sort of unanticipated move, I don't think that will happen either. I would love it,
right?
But I don't think that will happen.
But yeah, I think I haven't looked at the guys that are considered like locked to be into the top 20. But I have looked at a lot of guys in that 20 to 35 range. And I'll say some guys that I'm not crazy about, but some people do like. I'm not crazy about Blake Wesley. He is the combo guard out of Notre Dame. He's 6'5", and he has a lot of, to me, Jamal Crawford ability. If I was to compare him when I watch him, I would say this could be the next Jamal Crawford. The problem is once again, I don't think he can help you at all in 2022-23.
Dang it.
He needs development. He can take some bad shots. He can make some bad decisions. He does have at times right now. Now, remember, he's a freshman. He has trouble finishing at the basket because of his lack of strength. And then he's not a high flyer. He can dunk. Like he'll take the ball to the basket and dunk, but at times I like him, but it's a developmental guy. So that's not a guy that I'm in love with. I'll tell you a guy who I like more, and maybe it's because I think he can help more now, and that's Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara.
Ah, the guard.
So
Like
he is
Williams.
a guy that's going to be around the 26th pick. He might go a little bit ahead. He might go a little bit behind. But Jalen Williams is a guy who I'm interested in. Now, he played the role at Santa Clara of the Luka Doncic role. Can you do everything for us? So he has ball handling skills. He has passing skills. He has shooting skills. And so when I look at him, and he seems to have a more mature game than Blake Wesley. But somewhat that's not fair to Blake Wesley because he's 2 years younger than him, a freshman versus a junior. So if Blake Wesley stayed at Notre Dame for 2 more years, where would his maturity go to? Where would Keels at Duke maturity go to if he had 2 more years at Duke? But a lot of guys decide after 1 year, I'm leaving and going into the NBA. Where Jalen Williams, I think he can help you next year. I think he can play 15 to 20 minutes and help out your Dorian Finney-Smith, Reggie Bullock situation.
Do you think he can help out more than, and I know this gets weird, other Jalen Williams, the big out of Arkansas?
So I talked to somebody today about Jalen Williams who has major insight. He's an agent. He doesn't have Jalen Williams, but he's having to put his players into kind of workouts and where they could possibly go and mock. And he said, Jalen Williams, because of his lack of athletic ability, is going to be a second-round pick. Like, he would be shocked if he got into the first round because he lacks athletic ability. He's one of those maybe guys in a different way. Who's the guy at Gonzaga from Richardson?
Drew Timme?
Drew Timme's an awesome college basketball player. Drew Timme's not considered an NBA basketball player.
Yeah, did you see he's back at Gonzaga now?
Yeah.
He dropped out of the draft.
Right, because most people see him as, hey man, you are an awesome college basketball player. But because of your lack of athleticism, we struggle to see you playing in the NBA. So Jalen Williams of Arkansas falls into that category for a lot of teams in that we'll take a flyer on him in the second round. And he'll probably have to play this season in the G League and see if he can keep developing his game because he doesn't have much of an outside shot. And because of his lack of athleticism, he doesn't really become a finisher at the basket, as in I can't really throw an alley-oop to him. He's not going to go up and get it.
Right.
So he's limited in that. So my Jalen Williams, I do like him. If the Mavericks traded and got 2 second-round picks or a late first and a second,
That's
I
one
would
of them.
love to take him with my second-round pick.